We were so close to getting our next zombies map, Janus Towers. Hyped, data mined, maybe even finished. But now, it's been officially bumped back to Season 5. And while that sucks on the surface, I think there's something bigger at play here. Something hidden right in front of our very faces. And trust me when I say, you'll never see it coming. Hello everyone and welcome home. I'm your friendly neighborhood hometown killer, and today we're going to be carving up why I think the finale of our Black Ops 6 Zombies experience was delayed, and what I believe it means for Black Ops 7. So without further ado, grab out those knives and let's get carving. So before we get into Janus Towers, I feel it's important to take a second and reflect over where we've been and how far we've come since October. Terminus kicked off the Black Ops 6 zombie saga on a cold, isolated prison island that's been repurposed into a grim genetic mutation lab. Our core cast wakes up after 5 years of captivity, and the tone is immediately darker and more cinematic than anything we've seen in years. It's atmospheric, heavy on the lore, and clearly meant to be a slow burn introduction to this new era. Some fans appreciated the tight corridors and horror-forward pacing, while others felt the replay value wasn't quite there due to the limited build options and straightforward progression. Still, it did what it needed to. Reintroduce zombies as a serious narrative-driven experience, even if it leaned a little too hard on the early game setup vibe. Overall, it was very well received by fans and will go down as one of the greatest maps in recent times. Our second launch map, Liberty Falls, takes players to small town USA, reimagined with 1960s American flair and a creeping sense of decay. It's a refreshing tonal shift from the dreary brutality of Terminus with a more open map layout, colorful NPCs, and a deeper focus on classic zombies combat flow, and there's just enough verticality and movement options to keep things interesting without overcomplicating it. The main complaint has been that it feels a bit middle of the road, well polished but just lacking that wow factor. Still though, fans largely agree it's a solid step up in gameplay fluidity with a better loop and more replay value. Even if the narrative beats don't hit as hard as the atmosphere does, it was still just relatively enjoyed by the fan base as the seasons have progressed and the life cycle of Black Ops 6 has continued. Citadelle Des Morts. This is where BO6 Zombies really hits its stride. Citadelle drops us into a sprawling, occult-soaked French fortress with a haunting visual style and some of the best environmental storytelling in the mode so far. From the layout to the puzzles to the heavy ties to the Dark Ether lore, this one felt like it was crafted for longtime fans who miss the complexity and ambience of maps like Drak or Mob of the Dead. Some new players were overwhelmed by how much the map throws at you in terms of objectives and hidden layers, but for hardcore players, it's the standout. A real return to form, not perfect, but deeply rewarding. Everybody was especially a fan of the brand new wonder weapons, the swords, and the boss fight just captured the attention of everybody. It was just a nice shakeup from Liberty Falls and Terminus, and I think fans were really happy about it. The tomb delivers a beautiful shift in tone and scenery. Set beneath the sands of an ancient dig site, it's crawling with ancient chambers, curses, and a striking mix of supernatural and sci-fi. Visually, it's one of the best maps BO6 has offered so far. It expands the world building with new relics, undead hieroglyphic-infused lore, and a more exploration-driven pace. Gameplay-wise though, it played things a bit safe. The Easter egg is fun, but not particularly challenging, and the boss fight was over very quickly for a lot of seasoned players. That said, it has its fans, especially those who enjoy slower thematic maps with tons of aesthetic detail, and it was a solid addition, if not the boldest for sure, bringing back the ice staff and giving us a very unique play space. But I still feel like, especially now, a lot of people just see this map as a filler map, and I think it's honestly going to go down in history as just that. Shattered Veil is easily the most experimental and lore-dense entry so far, with multiverse tears, shifting dimensions, and cryptic narrative elements scattered across floating isle-like realms. It's wildly ambitious and shows Treyarch pushing the boundaries of what zombies can look and feel like. Mechanically, it introduces some unique challenges and traversal mechanics that reward players who like to dig deep in theory craft. Reactions have been split though. Some call it one of the most creative maps in years, others feel it leans too heavily into abstract design and it just loses cohesion. But whether you love it or not, it undeniably pushes the narrative forward and proves this zombie cycle still has surprises up its sleeve. I think Shattered Veil is going to go down as probably the best map in the game, right there next to Terminus. I know it saved it for a lot of people, but man, this wait, the drought between maps, I don't know if Shattered Veil alone can keep the gap closed. This brings us back around to Janus Towers, our now confirmed final map and last chance for Black Ops 6 zombies to tie up loose ends before we all take the great leap forward to Black Ops 7. Now, for the biggest question the community has been wondering. Why was it pushed back? To pad out the rest of the year with one more map instead of two? If that was the case, why rush out all of the other maps so quickly? Why give us so much just to starve us out right at the end? Well, it's really quite simple. What have been the most outspoken complaints with every single map since launch? What made the story feel lukewarm and dead in its tracks? What made it feel so lifeless and like every installment really didn't matter but Shattered Veil? That's right, little buddy. The voice actor strikes. The SAG-AFTRA video game strike has been in negotiation hell for years. While it never officially kicked off like the TV and film strikes, publishers were still on high alert. Projects involving union talent, like Call of Duty, were either paused, rewritten, or in some cases, went forward with placeholder or temp voice actors to avoid delays. If you want to know more about it, I've made 2 separate videos, and you can find them here or at the end of this video. So, these delays and recasts, well, they very much so include zombies, even causing Samantha Maxis' long-stay voice actress Julie Nathanson to be temporarily recast. And it's scary because it means even if the devs wanted big narrative moments, cutscenes, or fan-favorite characters returning without access to union voice talent, they were either stuck with silence, AI stand-ins, or flat performances that fans lost their shit over. Including me! I'm one of the fans that lost their shit over this situation. So when whispers began in early 2025 that the strike resolution was close, you better believe Activision saw an opportunity here. And let's be honest, Treyarch cannot afford another disappointing Zombies finale. Cold War got some praise, sure, but BO4's ending? Not so much. And this time, there's even more at stake. Janus Towers is supposedly the capstone of this arc. A final map has to deliver cutscenes, voice lines, and maybe even returning characters, or at least emotional closure. If they dropped it now, during a still recovering post-strike pipeline, without the proper talent or time, it could flop hard. Fans would call it undercooked, unfinished, or worse, forgettable. And for the franchise that gave us Mob of the Dead, Origins, and Horizon Drock, that's just unacceptable. So, While pushing Janus Towers to Season 5 might look like a delay, what if it's actually a chess move? Treyarch may have waited for negotiations to finalize so they could recast, re-record, or even just restore content that was previously cut or rushed. I mean, think about it. Imagine a real ending cutscene voiced by the actors we actually care about, a post-launch narrative that hits emotionally and ties everything together. If they drop Janus with half-assed lines or no cinematic, people would rip it to shreds. Our final map and we don't get any of this? Come on. Instead, I think Treyarch's saying, hold up, we've got the tools now, let's do this right. Push it back a little bit, get some cutscenes going, record a ton of dialogue, and it just might save the finale. I mean, we've already seen signs that something bigger is brewing here. Rumors of new original characters, returning VA teases on Twitter, leaks of Primus returning in some way, Janus Towers being the largest zombies map yet. You don't hype it like that unless there's at least some meat on the bones. And I really fucking hope that this isn't just filler for Bo7. If Treyarch's rebuilding narrative moments using union voice talent now that the strike is ending, then this delay could mean the difference between a mid-season fat-ass fucking L and one of the best zombies finales we've had in years. So if I'm right, what does this mean for Black Ops 7? Well, it's already been confirmed that Black Ops 7 will not be affected by the SAG-AFTRA strikes. So I think that means we should have more cutscenes, more voice lines, and overall kind of ski past all of these complaints that people were having for Black Ops 6 zombies. I think it'll make the experience a little bit better. It kind of sucks that it had to impact Black Ops 6 like it has, but I don't know, I think maybe it's just kind of up from here, which is unfortunate because it's like the Modern Warfare 3, Modern Warfare 2 situation, where this is basically DLC for Bo6, price tagged under an entire new game. I hope that this is better. I hope that moving forward, a lot of these mistakes can be avoided again, and I think it will overall provide a better experience for the next year, but I'd also just go forward cautiously, just in case they, don't do any of that, and it's all just bullshit. So yeah, Janus Towers got pushed, but maybe, just maybe, this is Treyarch listening, waiting, and respecting the legacy of zombies one more time. And if it means getting that final cutscene, that killer voice delivery, and maybe a satisfying end, well, then I say delay it. Even if it means a couple months of drought, if it's gonna be that crispy, McDonald's Sprite crispy, maybe it'll be worth it. Alright, let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Are you glad they're taking their time and we'll have the possibility of some better closure, or are you done waiting and just kinda over it? Either way, I can't wait to talk to you about it in the comments section below. Also, if you liked today's video, please slash that like button, leave a sub, and ring that bell so you don't miss out on future videos. As always, I'm your friendly neighborhood hometown killer, and I'll see you, well, I guess whenever Janus Towers comes out, right? Because you better fucking believe, if they don't give us cutscenes, voice lines, or anything new, and it's just a bunch of bullshit filler, I'm gonna lose my goddamn mind. I'm gonna fucking, I don't even know what I'm gonna do. Ooh, I'll delete my channel. I'll fucking quit. I'm gonna resign. I swear to God, Treyarch, if you're listening to me and you don't fucking do this shit, I swear to God, dude, I'm gonna come down there and I'm gonna fucking eat you.